Every dang time that Mike gets me. Uh, welcome to the live chat. Christine Scott, have people never recognized you in the chat before? Christine, everyone say hello to Christine. Hello, Christine Scott. Christine has the best questions. I can't keep up with her. It is amazing. She's an awesome subscriber. So glad to see her here. I am gonna give away some memberships me see if I got any memberships to give away. I'm going to give away 5 more memberships right now. Zephyr, I muted myself because by God, somebody has to mute me. Oh my God, it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Let's fix this skin up. Oh, all 54 years of me showing on the screen. My God, my God. Oh, Juanita, thank you. Gifting 5 more memberships. We're getting more memberships here. So who do we get? We got Squishy, Crazy Mermaid, who I haven't seen in a while. Stacy Marie, Tabitha, Deborah Davies got memberships from me. And then A, B, C, D, E, F, G got one from Juanita, Melanie Marino, April Allen, Nikki 2KK, and Miss Abby, all from Juanita. Juanita, thank you so much. Maria, we actually can't determine who gets them. What happens is YouTube just kind of randomly gives them out to anyone who's subscribed to me. So you don't have to be in the chat, but it is what it is. So what do you get with the membership? You get early access to my videos. You also get to be in the members only chat. And once a month, I do give away a free reading to my membership. So, but if you're lucky, maybe I'll do that today. I don't know. I don't know what I feel like I'm doing. But so one of the things I want to let you guys know on Sunday, we have a surprise for you. Saturday, Greg and I are going to be volunteering at an event for my son's band. And so we are going to be not here. And that means I can't take any appointments. So what I've done is I've opened up my schedule for Sunday. You can book on Sunday. There's a special price, $88 for an hour. However, if you super chat today, you can take that off your $88 an hour. So I've got limited spaces available. I am going to do a live on Saturday morning. So we'll be in there. We'll be live and crazy first thing in the morning. I'm going to be up and at 'em at 10 a.m. So I may be in some kind of state with a ponytail or something like that. I may not be as gorgeous as I try to be. So welcome. I'm glad to have you guys here. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider doing so. I am trying to get to 8,000 subscribers. Oh, Linda, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about Super Nat in a minute. I am trying to get to 8,000 subscribers. Secretly, I want to get to 10,000 as fast as possible. 10,000 is a big number for YouTube. Wow. Lady of the Lake, I got you there. So 10,000 is a big number, but YouTube likes that number. So they're going to be like, hey, look at this girl when I get to 10,000. So let's giddy up, buttercups. Let's jump right in. I am going to go absolutely bananas. Tina, welcome. Tina is a new member. Welcome to the cookie jar, Tina. It is great to have you here. And I did see my good friend Debbie Schoen in there and a very surprised guest, Tarot Destiny's in the chat. I saw you there. I'm reading for you too, sweetie pie. So buckle up, buttercups. Let's giddy up. So any super chats, any super stickers today can be applied to an additional discount for readings for Sunday, but you got to book them during the live. So I will get that link up for you right now. We will pin that to the top of the chat. Let me get it for you. And remember what I said. This is only for Sunday, kids. Only for Sunday. $88 this Sunday. And why can't I find the link for it? Bear with me, kids. There it is. Copy the link. $88 this Sunday, and any super chats can come right off. So there you go. But it's just for Sunday. And you do have to book your reading ASAP, preferably during the live, because that way I'll be able to keep track of those super chats, even though there's a little part on there where you can keep track of the super chat. So let's get to your questions. Let's get in here. We got Debbie M. Debbie M. Will you move to the Pacific Northwest in the next 6 months to a year? I'm going to bring up that card. You hit that like button if you haven't already, kids. Make that nice and big for you. How do you like the clocks in the background? I like the clocks. Aw, Tina, thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. If you haven't noticed, I have been fact checking my predictions from last year. I've been using AI to do it, and I'm pretty pleased with my results. I'm between like 50 and 80% on all of my readings so far. You'll get more of those, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my scorecard for last year, and then I'll do a new reading for the next year. Gotcha there. I see you, Outer Limits. I got your question. I gotcha. Thank you, Maria. Thank you so much. Glad you're enjoying it. At the behest of Penny D, I did a binge watch of Aphrodite yesterday. Penny D, you almost had me up too late. I was like vowing to go to bed early, and I almost stayed up too late. So, Debbie M, are you going to move to the Pacific Northwest in the next 6 months? I have a girlfriend who moved out there, and drop me a line if you do go out there, because she does. She's a hairdresser, and she does sound cleansing and Reiki healing and all this stuff, like when you get your hair cut. So she actually has a really, really cool hairdressing practice, I'm going to say. So will you move to the Pacific Northwest? There's a lot of moving parts on this. I don't know if this is people, places, or things. What are our moving parts on this? Ace of Wands. You know what? You don't have a landing pad yet there. So what do I mean by that? Basically, that means that the pathway to you having a good and decent place to live is not open up yet. And that sometimes happens when we're trying to timeline jump in our lives. So like maybe your timeline is where you live now. And if you're timeline jumping into another place, another existence, another culture, sometimes it takes a little bit of movement on the other end for you to get there. And it looks as if that other side, the other component, has not moved yet. So here, I think you have to wait a little bit longer. How much longer do you have to wait? Look beyond a year. So where you're intending to go, there are going to be some changes. And I do have a really, really good girlfriend that lives out there. Oh, thank you, Juanita. I am going to get to you in just a second. I appreciate that. We'll talk later about that too, Juanita. Because I think we might have a meeting in the future. I know you're already in the future, but we might have a meeting in the future. I want you to be patient with the move to the Pacific Northwest. I think there's going to be some changes there that are going to affect whether or not you want to move there. So my girlfriend that lives out there, I know there's a lot of political stuff. There's a lot of corruption where she lives. And it's almost like they just have a conveyor belt of the same people coming into office and doing the same things. She's very unhappy with the way things are. So I do think that you have to wait a little bit for some movement on the other end. Movement here, somebody's got to move out of their house and make room for you. And over here, this is something about the political structures there. You're going to have to wait a little bit. I don't know which part of the Pacific Northwest you were considering moving, but I think there's going to be some difficulties there. So we'll take a look, maybe hold off just a little bit longer, do a little bit more planning, throw a little bit more money into the nest egg. So I would do that and just kind of spare yourself the agony of going there and having some difficulty. So let's talk about Christine Scott. You're in Oregon, Salem, Oregon. Okay. Yeah. Well, hang on, Debbie, because I'm going to go back to that for you. Okay. We'll take a look at specifically Salem, Oregon. I appreciate you dropping that. New Mexico. I love New Mexico. I love Arizona. Sedona, Arizona is one of my favorite places. I know there's a whole vortex there. I get it. So Christine Scott with the big questions, always with the big question. Is it true that Harry fathered a child before meeting Meghan Markle? Is it true that Harry fathered a child before meeting Meghan Markle. Did he? Did he now? Top secret. Separate worlds. A lot of conflict about it. So it is top secret. This is something that's buttoned up. But I want to point out this young lady. Does she look like the mistress of a house, or does she look like somebody that's working in the house? I think she looks like somebody who's working in the house. Let's get some clarifier cards on this. And I want to thank everybody for being here in the chat. Tell your friends. Get excited about the craziness. I like the milkmaid. Who doesn't like a milkmaid? So, tell me about this young lady. Transformation. So I'm going to say this. I don't think that she did have that child. I think this is why it's a well-kept secret. I think she wanted to. I think there was some discussion about that. No can do. This guy always looks like Prince Philip to me. Not because he's in a coffin, but for some reason he looks like Prince Philip to me. There was a lot of conflict and discussion about it. What did Harry want? So if you know what I mean, I don't think the pregnancy continued, if you know what I mean. What did Harry want? He wanted that situation to be taken care of. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, kids? Without saying it? What did the girl want? She had a very romantic idea about it. She threw out some concessions and was told they were impossible. So I think that there was a situation, and I think this is why people talk about it. I think there was a situation that came up, but I don't think it was suitable. Remember that they were very upset with Diana, Princess of Wales, because she took up with one of her bodyguards. And you don't sleep with staff. You're not supposed to be doing that. So little Schweppes, or Canada Dry. We're Canada Dry people, not Schweppes. So I think that young gal was put in an interesting position. Interesting position. Did they pay her off? Did they pay her off? Wheel of Fortune, Chariot. Yeah, they did. They did. There's also a non-disclosure agreement, I believe. That would be the Chariot. And move along. I think she was given severance pay. Severance pay. Kathy, I wish that mine was no sugar. However, because I'm an epileptic, I can't have fake sugar. It causes me to not feel great. Dora, hello. How are you, Dora the Builder? Good to see you in the chat. So I think that she was given severance. I think she moved on with her life. How's she doing now? How's that young lady doing now? Knight of Cups, not happy. I do think she regrets that decision. I think she regrets that decision. I think it's something she thinks about. That is unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I think she was very, very regretful of it. So enough of that. So here's another one. Did Meghan Markle give birth to a child before meeting Harry? This is a big question. I don't know if I've ever answered this before. We all remember there was the lady who commissioned the caddies for the celebrity golf outing. And she said, oh, sure, Meghan, she was one of my girls. And the guys loved her. The golfer, everybody requested her. They just loved her. Oh, just the bee's knees. And she even had a kid out of wedlock. Good for her. Good for her. So, Robbie, go ahead. Just do it all in capital letters. Good to see you in the chat. Big letters, big, big capital letters. I will not think that you are yelling at me. It's just a way for me to see it. Hey, Merck, good to see you. So, did Meghan Markle give birth to a child before meeting Harry? That is generosity, giving of oneself and the world, ending her responsibility to it. King of Swords, Three of Cups, not thrilled about it. Justice in reverse. And the Ace of Pentacles, a brand new world. A whole new world. I don't know how this mic sounds, but so yeah, I do think that it was something that she did not want. I think she handed off. Oh, this is King of Swords, just in case you can't see it, kids. I think she handed off to the father, and I think she was not happy about the pregnancy. This was something that was going to get in the way. And by giving that child away, her world could restart and she could rebuild from that point. That's what she wanted to do. So, up top, Justice in reverse. I don't think she actually wanted to have that child. I'm just going to say, I don't think she did. I think it's something she did not want to go through with. So, how does the daddy feel? How does the daddy feel? I got you, Merc. I got you. You guys got me for an hour, so I will let you know when I can stop. How does the daddy feel? Gotcha, Kumari. I do think that the father feels that he could have done more. I think that even though he did this on his own, there was a component missing. And I think he's regretful of that. And I do think that he wishes that he could have done better for this kid. What does the kid think? Not worried about going back in time at all. This kid, whether it's a boy or girl, does not look back at the mom that left them behind. Does not look back at the mom that left them behind. That's locked up for this kid. How's Megan feel about this? Marina, how are you, my love? Hi, thankfully. How are you? Thankfully, I've been running around like a chicken with my head chopped off. I still owe you a little bit more of a remote view. So I'm sorry. I feel terrible. But I will. I can't text you tonight because I'm going to be busy till like 8:00 at night. Joanna, I got you. Tomorrow's going to be a better day for me, Miss. Thankfully. So I hope your travel is going well. So how does Megan feel about this child? Queen of Swords. I have a separate life now. I have a totally different life. Ace of Pentacles. This is something that her whole brain emotional is going to cave in. At some point, there's going to be a critical mass where she does get really bummed out about it. And she's like, oh, like this really sucks. No. We're talking about Meghan Markle possibly having a child prior to meeting Harry. I do think that it's the emotions are too much to bear because she is so ambitious that she just doesn't calculate the emotions in there. So I think she just kind of moves through her day and she just pretends like that never even happened. Really, that it just never even happened for her. So there it is. There it is. We're going to snip this. There we go. And let's see what's next. TD, I know you've been going through some rough stuff. So, TD, you're getting a reading. Do not super chat. Do not super chat. I'll give you a little bit of light, baby. A little bit of light. Everybody give TD some light there. TD, I think I got pretzels on demand here. I'm going to give you music and love. A little bit more music. There you go. Music and love. Music and love. Good morning, Emily. Good morning. That is for TD. Guys, drop some love for TD in the chat. Drop her some love. Tarot Destiny. There you go. Thank you, Star. Everybody make it happen. We got a great community here. There's never any trouble in this community. Everybody's happy and excited. Oh, Tina, I love that magic wand. Love that. Linda, good to see you. All right, TD, what do we got for you? TD, I'm reading with the Legend of Sleepy Hollow deck. It's a really cool deck. So we got the High Priestess in reverse. Maria, hang on. I got questions listed, so hang on, honey. I think you already asked. TD. So one of the things is, and I'm going to say this, TD is one of my students. She studied with me. I mentored her. And, turn on the communication device, because you already know that the end is not the end. You already know that there's more there. And we can, in those moments, still communicate. We could still find joy. So if it's too emotional for you right now, that's okay. But I want you to know that there's connection still there. But you have to pick up the phone. You have to pick up that phone. It's the rare dearly beloved that comes back and kind of, shakes our foot or, shows up at the foot of the bed, like what happened to me and Greg. You do have to kind of pick up the phone. And I think that is going to give you a lot of comfort. And I think it's going to make you feel a lot better that, we still have our ancestors, our dearly beloveds are still with us. They're still with us. They don't go away. It doesn't go away. You got to remember that. So, talk to him again. Your crown's been tingling like crazy. That's because they're knocking on the door. They're trying to get in. Absolutely. And that's one of the things. I have not finished it yet, which is terrible. But there's a biography about Joe McGonigal, who's remote viewer number 1 in the United States Army in the Stargate program. I think he was the Stargate program. But he made a comment in the book about how he never reads on himself. His intuition is not great. Oh yeah, I got you, Christine. I got you. Emily, I got you. Christine, I got you. So his intuition about himself is not great, and it's a shield that he puts up. He's decided that it's a shield he puts up because it would just be too much to kind of know everything, to really be dipping into that kind of knowledge all the time. So I think a lot of us do that. I don't read on myself all day long. I hate reading for myself. Yeah, you know that, TD. I do a reading for myself. That can't be right. That's not that. There's no way that's right. Like, I'm reading this all wrong. So, and I can just read the cards inductively, but I tend not to. I tend to go a little bananas. So, TD, I hope that brings you a little bit of comfort. Hit me up. Hit me up. I still have the same number. You know that. So, all right, we're going to jump on over to Haley Norton. Haley Norton, how are you? It's good to see you in the chat too. So, will my mom and dad come back to England next year? They live in South Africa. It's ultra warm South Africa. I had a friend in college named Murray, who was from South Africa. And when so Robbie, I'll go through the list in a minute. Okay, sit tight. a friend that lived in South Africa, and they had the most amazing view from their front porch. Most amazing view. So 5 of Cups. So I'm going to ask you this. Did they say that they were going to go on another trip someplace else? I think they're going to go someplace else. I'm sorry, Haley, but I think they're going to get an opportunity to go on another journey, another adventure. And I think they're going to do that before they come back to England. So don't be disappointed if they do that. All right. I think they're going to make a little bit of a U-turn. And I, don't begrudge them, a little fun time. It's disappointing for you, but let them go a little hog wild. It's all good fun. So Haley, I hope that helps. I think they'll get to you eventually. So Maria, how do I see the relationship between you and Philip being? Will there be a forever ending? Okay. What you want, what you need, what you get, sweetheart. Okay. So what you want is the new beginning. You want him to show up as a new guy, but guess what? You need to part ways for now. What you get is turmoil and conflict if you do kind of bring him back in. So I would not necessarily put out the welcome mat. The best thing for you is to go your separate way. So is there another man out there for you? Let's see. Let's see what we got. You, my dear. One of the things when we're in bad relationships, we get conditioned to a certain way of living and behaving in an interpersonal relationship. So it's the way we unconsciously get trained to live with people. So if you have a bad spouse, you get unconsciously trained to kind of look for those bad spouses. Sometimes we wind up with the same traits or the same behaviors kind of thing, so why sometimes, he reminds me of so-and-so. For you, the next one is not completely apparent. Okay. What we see more here is, and just hang on, that's 7 of Wands. What we see more here, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands in reverse. So your intellectual calculations about potential mates and your emotions about potential mates are a little skewed from being in that relationship for so long. So over here, you know what this says? This says bring in a third party. So screening device, like bring in your girlfriends, bring in your sisters, bring in your neighbors, bring in a guy friend. That was one of the things. I dated a guy before I dated Greg. And I actually asked Greg, how is he? And Greg said, oh, he's a great guy. And he turned out to be like a total jerk. Greg's right here. So, sometimes you got to bring in a third party to check things out. Honestly, whoops, you guys are going too fast. Hang on. So, having another person take a look at somebody or saying, hey, I want you to meet so-and-so and tell me what you think. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. So bring in a third party to meet them and kind of interact with them and get their opinion. So, meet for coffee, that kind of thing. So I hope that helps, sweetie pie. Share repository. I haven't seen you in a while. When will all the ish hit the fan about Meghan Markle, really? So we got to look at this in chunks. Kids. We got to look at it in chunks. You are very welcome. When will all the craziness hit the fan about Meghan Markle? So we're going to do this in quarters, okay? And one of the things when she did the Fortune interview, oh, there's so much like manufacturing business speak in there. And I know people get mad at me when I talk about Q1, Q2, Q4. The reason I do that is because I've been in corporate I was in corporate for so long. I'm so used to describing seasons as Q1, Q2, Q3. So she was talking about Q4. We're looking to expand in Q4. Let's look at the Qs. So we're looking at the next quarter. We are in the last quarter of the year, so let's include that. So here's one quarter. This will take us to the end of the year, beginning of next year. Next 3 months. Next 3 months. Next 3 months. You ready? So this is in the next 3 months. We're quiet. All of the ideas, we've got a lid on this boiling pot. She's not going to let that go. Next 3 months, the world comes to a crashing close. Let's clarify those with some little cards. Clarification of little cards. All right, boys and girls, boys and girls. Ace of Swords. Information distributed and delivered, kids. So there's going to be information distributed and delivered. Look for this the beginning of the years. That's what I'm going to say. Look for it at the beginning of the year. Moving into the next one, there's no turning back. We have a 10 of Wands. No way she's coming back. The weight was too much. We flipped over. And then where do we go from there? Stuck in the middle with you. I always think that that's George Harrison, and it's not. It's not George Harrison. It's Steelers Wheels, and I always think that it's George Harrison. But here she's going to be stuck with that opinion. What is the fallout from this? What is the fallout from this? What she needs, what she wants, what she gets. Oof, dang. What she needs is to understand that these two separate lives that she's been living or she's been narrating, not going to hold. What she wants is people to judge her better. This is her competition with the Princess of Wales. What she gets is bad information out there. Bad information out there. So that is very curious. So that's going to be a little prediction for the next couple of months, next few months, I should say. So that's wild. We'll have to fact check that later. We'll have to accuracy check that later. So great question, Share Repository. I appreciate that. I love that. I want to remind you guys, we got some gifted memberships that went out. Always a good thing. And Juanita came right behind me and dropped some too. Linda, Supernatural Saturday. I've got a script in hand, and I think if Greg has time tomorrow, we're going to film it. Saturday, we are going to be at the band event, so we're going to be working all day. We're not going to be able to do anything that particular day, but I will be able to do a production video, hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow. So I've got some cool stuff ready for you, and what it's going to be is magic mirrors and souls getting trapped in mirrors. So pretty cool stuff there. TD, since you've been away, Gregopedia is doing great. He has shown his face on the internet. Everybody knows that he is now a former police officer because he did retire at the beginning of August. So he is being a lazy guy right over there, right across the room from me. You want to say hi, Greg? Oh, he's working. He's working on his book. I'm working. So Supernat Sat will be back very, very soon. We knew we were going to have some issues with the band season happening. So Planty, good to see you, Planty. Good to see you. I got your question. So Lady of the Lake. Margaret Thatcher would have been 100 years old if she lived. I can't believe that. So it was said that she had 2 affairs while she was in office. All right. So let's look at one first. Let's take it one day at a time. We'll look at one. We will look at one. Outer limits. He needs a personal protection officer from me. Making this guy crazy, making him crazy. I got you, Juanita. I got you. Planty. Planty. I love that name, Planty. So it's like me having a blazy Sunday. Not this Sunday. I'm not going to blazy Sunday this Sunday. So I'm going to be working for you guys. Reminder, $88 readings this Sunday. You can book them during the live, and I will knock your super chats off that price. So, Maria, there is a bit of the COVID coming up. So, Robbie, hang on one second. Elizabeth can't tell you. I can. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ahead of you. So you got to sit tight. I'm sorry. It's a big list. It's a big list here. So, but let's get back to business. I'm going to go as fast as I can. So Margaret Thatcher would have been 100 years old if she lived. A popular YouTube channel said she had 2 affairs. Let's see the one. Let's see the one. Has she had 1 affair? Judgment. I think that one of them, so if we're looking in chronological order of rumor, I think the first one is false. I don't think it's correct. The second one I think is an affair of the heart. So let's clarify this a little bit. What was the first one? She was busy. I don't know if she had time to have an affair. What's the deal with that? Close confidant? No, this was not an affair. It was not an affair, but this was a close confidant that she worked with. So I think if they're saying it was somebody who, was working at 10 Downing, I think it was just a close and personal relationship. And you know what? We all have that problem. I had a manager who was young enough to be my son, and we would have a rip-roaring time in his office all the time because he was hilarious, and he was actually my underwriter for a while. He was really funny. And there was one day where somebody decided, oh, they're getting along a little too well. Somebody, younger than me. I was like, really? He's old enough to be my son. You kidding? Are you kidding me? So now the second one, let's talk about the second one, because the second one, the strength card, is about holding back our primal urges. It's about holding back those, basest needs, taming the beast. So is there a little bit more to the second one? This one, I think, was the first one. I just think was a rumor. I think it was people being jealous. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We got a little soulmatey there. Little soulmatey, but turned away from it. They both turned away from it. Samantha, you got to come to America. We'll find you Mr. Right. I got a few for you. But that one, the second one, I think is more significant in terms of, and I don't want to say this was an affair of the heart, but I do think that it was one of those situations where she adopted a very noble perspective. And she said, I cannot get involved in this because it's going to dilute my energy. It's going to take me away from the things that I need to do, the important things I need to do in terms of governing the country and in terms of respectability. But I think this was someone, had she been a different person, that she would have wound up with them. Always close to her heart, even to her dying day. So very interesting. Did not hear this rumor yet, but I'm going to be looking it up because I do think Margaret Thatcher is an incredibly interesting character in terms of world history. She gets classified right in there with any of the other world history people. So the Iron Lady, indeed. So thank you. Great question, Lady Blake. All right, kids. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Mercury and Leo. Yes, you can change your question. You can change it. Tina, I want to welcome you as a member again. Fantastic, Tina. And we got outer limits here. So, do the cards think that Tommy Robinson will be offered honorary citizenship and a diplomatic passport by Israel? So, thus swerving a jail term. Fun question. So we have got one on Tommy Robinson here. Tommy Robinson, will he be offered honorary citizenship? Let's start there. The Fool is a yes card, but it is a reckless yes card. This is a little bit chaotic. I'm going to pull some more cards on that. Will he get a diplomatic passport? You know, I hate to say that Tommy Robinson is refugee qualified. I think that he is. Hey, Candor. I'm not sure what I'm going to be competing with my husband on. Oh, with food? So, let's look at the honorary citizenship. You know, I do think the Hermit, he qualifies for a diplomatic passport, but honorary citizenship. I'm sorry, honorary citizenship. I think that this causes kind of a diplomatic conflict. And that's what brings us to this diplomatic passport. So does he get a diplomatic passport? I think he does. I think he very much does. And again, look, we got the Fool in reverse again. This is a reckless decision. What is the end game of this? Is Mossad picking up another guy? I said the M word. I said the M word. I didn't say Mossad. I said mousse. I said chocolate mousse. Chocolate mousse. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world. So chocolate mousse. Chocolate mousse.
A moose once bit my sister.
A moose bit your sister?
It's true. She's carving her initials inside the side of the moose with an interface toothbrush. Given to her by her dentist, Sandy.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't even eat the moose.
That's in the credits.
The salmon
Moose.
moose.
In the credits of the Holy Grail, when you start going on the moose stuff, the Scandinavian stuff. See the majestic moose?
I have no idea. TD, that is incredibly generous. Baby, you didn't have to do that, though. I told you not to. We'll talk later. We'll talk later. Thank you so much. I don't know what goes on with the super chats. YouTube has been weird. So thank you, TD. We're going to highlight that in just a minute. So what is the end game here for Tommy Robinson? I do think that this is a rash and kind of in your face moment, which doesn't surprise me from, you know, what's been going on in Israel. I do think that they are just like, you know what, if you're gonna let things go crazy in your country, we're gonna take over these loud voices and strong personalities. And I'm not taking a shot at Tommy Robinson. I like the things that he does. Sue Potter, good to see you. I think Tommy Robinson is an incredible person. And I think that Israel is recognizing that and going, come on over to our team. It's like when you play kickball in school and you're picking your team. So there it is. I think there's something interesting there. So maybe more on that later. Outer Limits, great question. Thank you so much. Oops. Sorry, guys. I got technical difficulties. All right, there we go. There we go. Get to the next one. Juanita, you've got to see her. I hit it. So, I already said that, you know, there's been some interesting things about the returning of remains. So, one of the things is that there are 19 remains that they're unable to find them. So Hamas better get their act together and find the remains, or at least figure something out, because that, I think, is going to cause a problem. So how long is this peace deal going to go? Actually, let's do Hydesville Tarot. We'll do a little, I got this all primed up, but we're going to do the Hydesville Tarot. This is a Major Arcana Tarot. And if you're interested in the Major Arcana Tarot, please go and buy my book. I will drop a link for my new book that has been released on Amazon. So you can buy my book there. If you have Amazon or Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free. So get in there. It's a Major Arcana book. I teach through storytelling. So in this particular book, the Fool takes a little time to plan a party. So you can get in there and go read my book. So the Major Arcana is the story of the Fool, takes us through progression. And so this, let's see, peace accord is going to last. The Magician, not very long. Unfortunately, not very long. The Magician is right at the beginning of the Major Arcana. So that means that we are probably going to see a flare up fairly quickly. I'm sorry to say that. That really stinks. Let's get some clarifier cards on it. I will use the bigger ones. Use the bigger ones. Carol, never give Samantha a free pass. We can't have her all willy-nilly all over the internet. Samantha, you know I love you, girl. Girl, you know it's true. Sing it, Greg. Ooh, 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 I love you. All right, so what's going to knock this for a loop? They're going to start the whole process all over again. Things will be flying. Yeah, this is a bummer. Yeah, they're going to be acting up. I'm sorry, guys. It's the nature of the beast over there. It is just the nature of the beast. Kathy, you have a good day. I'll see you later, baby doll. Thank you for modding. Thank you for being here and modding. So it's the nature of the beast there. We're going to have to keep an eye on what's going on. Juanita, great question. Thank you for your super chat. We'll talk about that later. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. And let's get to the next one. So, I want to read real quick for Debbie on landing pad in Salem, Oregon. Landing pad in Salem, Oregon. Let's see. It's just going to take a little bit longer. Okay. Just a little bit longer. And it's exactly what I said. The place where you're supposed to wind up, the people haven't vacated it yet. They're not ready to go. So just sit tight, Debbie. I think it's a coming. I think it's a coming. Even if a child never in the line of succession, even if they got married just in time, who knows? Yeah, I think they passed on that. I think they passed on it. All right, so star, here we go. I like the idea of 3i Atlas, and I'm happy that it's coming. I feel great. Did I go higher vibration 5D or just with cuckoo? You did not go cuckoo. Everybody's feeling weird. There's a lot of astrological stuff going on. We've got like a bunch of comets that are flying around us right now. We've got 3i Atlas coming, and there's something behind that. There's a lot of weird stuff going on right now. A lot of weird stuff. So what happened with you? Schumann Resonance had 2 blank spots in it, so we probably did a timeline shift. Let's see what's going on with you, Star. Star, we got all the bad stuff. This was a purge for you. This was a purge for you. We offloaded a bunch of stuff that you didn't need. And I think that that's actually a good thing. Sometimes we do have to offload some emotions and craziness. Emotionality is a very human thing. When we go into spirit form, we are much more pragmatic and logical about it. We don't have any ties to the way that we feel as humans. So I think you offloaded a lot of bad bad baggage that you just didn't need, and that doesn't mean like particular, like you what is it, the eternal happiness of the spotless mind or anything like that. It's not like your hard drive got wiped or anything. Like Ariana Grande says she went to that place where they erase your memory. But I do think that this was a good thing for you. 10 of Cups, that's an excellent thing. I think this cleared the path for transformation and collaboration with the other side. So welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. I think you did just fine. Candor, she was great. I had to miss Candor's live before his members only live. Subscribe to Candor, please. You can go in there and hit his link. Give him some love. Every day before my daughter went to university, we would have tea in the morning and tea in the afternoon. And she's got a real good taste for tea. We're both Yorkshire Red people. And I do talk to her, but I want to sit down and like have a conversation with her, like have a video chat. So we sat down and we were videoing and having our tea together today. And it was lovely. We were trying to do it for the last few days, and I just, logistics got in the way. She had a karaoke thing. My daughter won a Jimi Hendrix vinyl last night at karaoke. She sang the beginning song, the first song to Rocky Horror Picture Show, and she won. So she's got pipes on her. Kids got pipes. So she's doing great. Yeah, she's doing great. So it was a very, very happy conversation. Thank you for asking, Candor. It was nice to see her little face. Nice to see her little face. So and Kelly, in a previous live, the pendulum said yes, she would become a nanny. After 3 losses, she's now 25 weeks with a baby boy. That is fantastic. That is awesome. Awesome. I am so pleased to hear that. Everybody drop some hearts in the chat. Let's give some love here. Blue hearts if you got them. Blue hearts if you got him. Baby boy on the way. Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Congratulations, Kelly. Let's throw some cards. See how that's going to go. What's going to be in a nanny? Oh, it's going to be reckless and fun. It is going to heal your heart. And it's going to take you into a new level of responsibility and lifestyle for yourself. So hands on, nanny. Hands on. Get over there and give that baby a wee bosey for us. Did I say it right? A wee bosey? A bosey. I think that's what we say. No, not a nosy, a bosey. That's what Alan's mom said about Angus. Give that wee bear in a bosey. So I think it's a hug. Yeah, cuddle, like a cuddle. So, so blue heart. Samantha Mustard. Blue hearts. Samantha, I just love you so much. All right. Mercury and Leo. Is this the question that you want? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. So, Robbie, you're next. Hang on. Hang on. Joanna, you're next after that. So, Merc, I think this is your question. But if you ask 2, that's okay. That's okay. The situation with Tom and I stand the test of time. What about James Hetfield? What about James Hetfield? Nine of Wands, sweetie pie. And the star that looks very good. You and me against the world. Ace of Pentacles. But baby doll, you have got to lay the foundation for that now. Merc, I will do that in a second. Hang on. Yeah, you wouldn't have to worry about that security deposit if you had James Hetfield, right? Right, TD? Planty, there is a list. I'm coming. I'm doing this all by myself, baby. I'm doing this all by myself. Greg's working on his book. So I do think that you've got to lay the tracks for this. So you got your new place. Stick around for question number 2. Stick around. So Robbie, when will you get a new project in your workplace? I hope you're still here. What are we looking at here? Oh, you know what? Let's do some pendulum stuff. Is this the one with the months? I've got one with months. I've got one with years. Got one with seasons. Must be the season of the witch, yeah. Must be the season of the witch. Which one do we got? All right. We're going to do this with our astrological sign. So I am going to need some help here, kids. So, in which month will Sarabi get a project in their workplace? In which month? We've got numbers on here, guys. So we're going to use the numbers. I got a 7. Middle of July. I'm going to say middle of July, you are going to get a project. So there it goes. We're going to put these guys right on the side. It's so nice having this new mic that I don't have to not touch. So Robbie, I hope that helps. Middle of July. Joanna, general reading for you, my dear. General reading for you. 1, 2. So you know that Starship song, Find Your Way Back? Find your way back to your heart. Don't do that. Do the opposite of that. Play that song backwards. So don't look backward, Joanna. What you want to do is make sure that you always move forward. Going backward sometimes is the easy thing to do, and it is sometimes the comfortable thing to do. We grow when we are in discomfort. I hate to say that, it's like the whole growing pains thing, but going backward is not the right thing for you to do. I want you to always make sure that you pay attention to the lessons that have been learned. All right. Because that is where we find where we belong and where we don't belong. I hope that makes sense to you. Cheers. Carla, welcome back, Carla. Welcome back to the cookie jar. I just love you, doll. I think you are adorable. We're going to have a bake-off, you and I. We are going to bake some bread. I think tomorrow's our day. I don't have any sourdough starter ready. I have to make some sourdough starter. But I think I'm going to make a jalapeno cheddar bread. I don't know what I'm going to serve with this, but I think that's what I'm going to make. So, not that I can have a lot of bread on the shot. So, instead of being a chubby bubby, Emily, Emily. That's the A-Team theme. I'm sorry. Are you laughing over there? Greg's laughing at me. Challenge accepted. All right, Carla, we're going to be, I actually saw some woman made a, it was an espresso chocolate sourdough bread, and I was like, all right, I really need to do that. Oh, Carol, gotcha. Hang on, Carol, that might be a remote view, honey bunny. That might be a remote view, but we'll see. I've got plenty of time still. I got a half hour. Actually, I think I may have to go a little bit shorter than a half hour, because in a half hour I have a reading and I may have to shove some food in my face. So, will Brooke ever get treatment for her schizophrenia and go back to her family? Yes. But there's going to have to be we're going to have to hit a rock bottom here and not be able to handle the things that are going on. So I do think that there has to be a crisis moment before that happens. The bad news and the difficulty that happens in the interim is the catalyst that's going to get her into treatment. So what can you do for this? What can you do? What is your best role here? Carla, you food spam my chat all day long. Spam, 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 spammity spam. I'm sorry. I love Monty Python. I think I was born in the wrong country. I think I'm supposed to be born in England. I'm just saying. Oh, good night, Candor. Everybody say good night to Candor. Everybody loves Candor. Say good night to him. So, Emily, what is your best course of action in this? Queen of Pentacles. There's not much that you can. There's a collective that will be able to set up the safety net once she careens out of control. So have the don't try and force it, but have the team at the ready. Have the team at ready. And then she's going to be able to get the help that she needs. We're going to see it. It's unfortunately we got to go through some difficulty to get her there. It's with mental health issues, it is really difficult. Not Greg and I, but I had a friend who was diagnosed with schizophrenia when I was just about 25, and he was out at sea working on a boat and had his first big episode, and it was not good. So it's not an easy thing, but he's been in treatment for over 25 years, and he does just fine. So you have to have the right people and the right treatment around you. So I do hope. Let's throw a little magic in the chat there for Emily, the person that she knows. I'm gonna throw some magic in there. There's some magic and prayers that we get some peace there for Emily's person. Man-made structure on the moon. So I am going to I'm going to go a little crazy here. So I don't think it's on the moon. I think it's under the moon. So I think it's under the surface. So again, this is like a remote view thing, and some remote viewers have gotten in trouble. I mentioned him already today. Joe McGonigal has some interesting things to say about what is on the moon. Also, what's up in Alaska. He's got some interesting things to say about. So, Queen of Wands, yes. That's no moon. It's a space station. I think it's a space station. I think they were telling us, in Star Wars, what we needed to know. 7 of Wands, the balance. It's protecting us. We don't want to interfere with the balance of the protection. And there is the moon. There it is. We don't want to really discover what's going on there. If only we could hear what Neil Armstrong had to say about it. If only. So I do think that there is something underneath the surface there, something underneath the surface of the moon. I think it is someplace that they have to go. So I am going to close the questions right now, guys. But before I do that, I want to remind you that we have a special this weekend. And Liz, I got your question, just so that you know. Liz is the last one. We have a special this weekend, Sunday. I am open up for readings all day, but you got to book them as quickly as possible. There's only a few spots open. I'm going to do a live in the morning. Any supers from today, any supers from Sunday morning live will be applied to the already discounted reading. So we're doing a Super Sunday sale. I'm going to do these as often as possible. But for right now, questions closed, y'all. Questions closed, y'all. That's for you, Zeph. That's for you. So, all right, let's get back over here. So, yeah, I do think that there's some structures under the surface of the moon. I think it is a monitoring station. Doesn't move right. It does not move right. Doesn't move right. So, interesting things about that. So, Candace Owens. What was the latest series though? Um, what was the what was the new thing? I'm going to do this blind because I don't know what she's into. She lost me at Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry, she lost me at Charlie Kirk. So when she started dissecting that, I didn't think that was a good thing. I just didn't think it was appropriate to start getting involved in that conversation at that time. I'm still not comfortable with doing any readings on it. It was a terrible, terrible loss. But let's see, Candace Owens, who would hate me doing a tarot reading on her. Let's see if she is on to something. Oh, Simran, I actually just closed the questions because I have a reading. I am going to be on Sunday morning. So if you want to come back Sunday morning, 10 a.m. New York time, I'll be on for an hour and a half. Okay. And maybe I'll do a live tomorrow. So TD, much love to you, honey. Message me, sweetie. So Candace Owens, is she onto something? The Tower. Whatever this new thing she's into, she's onto something, and she's got other people that are going to help it bring it to light. No, Planning, you're not going to be missed. Just stick around. I just closed the questions a few minutes ago. So, she's got other people that are on this with her, and she's holding back information, but it is pretty rock solid information, and it's going to be earth shattering. Sorry, Planty. Juanita, Planning, you're next. You're after this one. So don't go shower yet. Stick around. So, Juanita, Meghan Markle, did she get a hysterectomy after having a child out of wedlock while being a yacht girl? So, start with the first question. Did she get a hyst? I got to pull out the pendulum on this, guys, because that 4 of Swords could be that she prevented anything from happening further. The Knight of Pentacles could have been the extraction of the eggs. So where did my pendulum go? Let's do it. Nod means yes. Shake means no. You ready? Meghan Markle get a hysterectomy? It's going to no. That's a no. Did she have some kind of an implant that would prevent pregnancy? So that could be, either the implant in the arm, IUD, something like that. Did she have that? Round and round we go. Yes. So she had some kind of an implant that prevented that. Did she have eggs extracted at that time? Goes right to yes. Was this because she was averse to carrying a child? Yes. Was this because she did not want to ruin her body? Was it because she didn't want to ruin her body? It's a little yes. Maybe. Maybe. It's circling again. Hang on. Hang on. We got to circle. Circle time. No. Huh. Too much to push. Samantha, you kill me. You're killing me, girl. You can Annabelle just showed up. Oh my God, Annabelle, where did she come from? So, all right. Why was she averse to carrying? She didn't want to change her lifestyle. I mean, it's that simple. She just didn't want to have to like watch what she ate and not drink and all of that stuff. Like it really was that simple. You know, which is a weird reason to not want to carry your child. I don't know. Just a weird reason. I mean, you know, birth is weird. Weird to begin with, but weird reason not to want to do it. So there we go. All right, Juanita. I hope that sated your appetite. Planty, get out of the shower. Planty, get out of the shower. All right. So how was Matt feeling toward me the last time we were around each other? It felt weird, like he rejected me. I can't stop overthinking. So let's jump into Matt's head. Oh, that's weird. So planting, there's something a bit about him feeling a little out of your league. Doesn't feel like you guys are you know in the same. I don't know if you need to make a move. I don't know. Whoops. Like he felt rejected by me. Yeah, he felt like a little out of your league. That's kind of weird, right? It's just a weird circumstance. What do you need to do to correct that? Let me see. Just act different the next time. Keep this in mind. Make sure you keep this in mind. And don't beware the moon, beware the moles. It's a full moon out, boys.
Stay away from the moors.
Stay away from the moles. Carla's over there cringing. She's like, stop butchering the English accent. I'm sorry, Carla. Yeah, don't be afraid of what's on the other side. What's the unknown? Like, make your move. Make your move. Yeah, Wayne Gretzky, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Take the shot. Take the shot. And so, Planty, with that, pull a couple of tubes and go take a shower. I'll see you later. Thanks so much, Planty. Great question. Great question. I already hit that one. All right. So, will I get the security deposit back with the current place that I'm living? We're coming close to the end, guys. We're coming close to the end. Coming close to the end. Coming close to the end. Don't forget, guys, I'm going to be live on Sunday morning, and we're going to have a sale all day on Sunday if you want to see me again. And maybe, just maybe, I'm feeling up to it, and I don't move my Blazy Sunday to Blazy Friday. Maybe we will have another live tomorrow. Just maybe. Will you get your security deposit back? place you're living. Hangman, you got to pay for the sins. We got to pay for the sins to our landlord, that is. So yeah. If there's anything broken and busted, you better fix it. I hope you're not going to be too disappointed. So, one of the things you can do is always call in a cleaner to come in and kind of do what they need to do and ask the landlord, hey, is this good enough? And then they go, no, it's not. You got to do something a little bit better. And you can do something a little bit better. Is the landlord a jerk? Got to check on that. Nah, the landlord's just been around the bend time and time again. He's seen worse. So he's seen worse. But I think with a little bit of extra effort, I think that security deposit will come back. So mind that. And I know TD left, but guys, thank you. Thank you for TD. Will Harry's children be accepted later? Will Harry's children be accepted later? Oh, no. No. I do think that they keep a healthy distance between them. So if they are brought back to the United Kingdom, I think they are placed far away from the royal castles and things. Linda, I was going to ask Samantha the same question. What oven filter? Is there a filter? The pan under the refrigerator. You got to clean the pan. Refrigerators don't have that anymore. I'm showing my age. But I think that if Harry's children are brought back to the United Kingdom, I do think that they are not like really intimate and part of the family. I don't think that happens. So hi, Dawn Marie Smith. Welcome to the club. Welcome. So I don't think that they're going to be part of the royal family. And I think part of that is the nurture part. I think they haven't been raised in that environment. The inclination will probably be to run down the hallways and cause a ruckus and scream and yell and, whatnot. See how loud their voices can be. The spirit of Queen Elizabeth is going to be cringing every 5 minutes. There's a sense of decorum that's not going to be there because they've allowed their children to be more feral than the royal family would like. They will keep them nicely, but at an arm's length. So I think that's what's going to happen. Now, Carla, welcome back. Welcome back to the club. Carol, this is my second to last question. Liz, I got you next, so stick around. But Carol, this might be a remote view. So send me an email too. And fortunecookiestarot@gmail.com. Send me an email and let me do like a little remote view for you on this because I think it might be a little tricky for me to find just using tarot. I see a fountain. And I want to say it looks like Trevi Fountain. The Trevi Fountain, I should say. I see a fountain like that. There's a lot of white. Here's your Ace of Pentacles. That is your coin that you dropped. I'm seeing a lot of white. It is not in the fountain, but outside of the fountain. So if we have fountain here, we have a little wall around it. The coin was dropped here on the ground. Big question, is it still there? And I don't think that it is. I think it was picked up. I do think that someone, pocketed it. They're not going to cherish it the same way that you do. Do you get this coin returned? Oddly enough, this is a yes card. This says yes. And with the marvel that is the internet, a lot of people drop a message into different locations and places that they are or that they've been. Um, if you drop a message to some of the places that you've traveled to, you may get somebody, if there's a picture of it, you say, hey, I dropped this possibly outside, Trevi Fountain or wherever you were, whatever fountain you were nearby. Not mountain, fountain. I do think that you may get some results from that. I think somebody may say, you know what, I picked that up and I stuck it in a drawer because I thought it was pretty and it was nice and it wasn't weird. I wanted to make sure that somebody got it. Can one of the mods drop Drusilla's link, please? Somebody drop Drusilla's link. I want to get her some more subscribers. Drusilla has an amazing channel. If you like spooky stuff, go on over there and give her a follow. We're going to drop her link in just a minute. So it's Drusilla's Macabre Manor. Macabre Manor. I think it is. Thank you, Greg. So good luck with that, Carol. See if you can use the interwebs for something good. Liz is the last question. If I did not get to your question, guys, if I closed out the questions before you got yours up, please come visit on Sunday morning, 10 a.m. my time, New York time. And I will be going into bookings for the rest of the day after that. So, and perhaps I may do a surprise live tomorrow night. Maybe I'll get my boogie on. Maybe a little tipsy tarot. I'm not drinking, so can't really do that. Thank you, Zephyr. Thank you for dropping that link. Really appreciate it. Mods are the best. I want to do a little applause for my mods again. Let's do that again. Little applause. Applause. Where are my sounds? Oh, there they are. Thank you, mods. Thank you for doing an amazing job. So, yeah, it's hard for me to do tipsy tarot now that I'm on the shot. But I've lost 20 pounds. People are noticing my face is skinny. So the rest of me should follow. Yes, Outer Limits. Actually, mementos that find us. This was a piece of pink quartz that I had apparently left in my apartment when I was living in my aunt's apartment in her carriage house. And I walked into her house just this past year and go, oh my God, that's mine. And she was like, really? And I said, yeah. And I go, I'm taking it back. I also have a piece of amethyst that looks like the tip of this, but it's about this big. And I'm hoping that they're going to find that in their house too, because that was actually a really cool crystal that I had since I got this when I was like 17 years old. It's been around for a long time. Been a long time since I've rocked and rolled. Looks like chicken. It does look like chicken. It looks like chicken. It's one of the nice things is that it like fits perfectly in my hand. Like I can actually like hang on to it and just kind of hang on to it. So, you're very welcome, Carol. Very welcome. I think you can get that thing to come back to you. So I would just kind of retrace your steps. If there's a place that you were by water, I would put some posts up on the interwebs and see if somebody can help you find it. But send me an email. Let me see if I can do a little remote view, see if I can find it. So, Liz, you have a nice flat with a water view and lovely landlords, but you're not feeling settled. What is the best way to stay secure in my flat or look to make a move? So you stay put. Stay put. This is a great place for you to stay. There's no reason not to. So there's a few things I'm going to pull. I'll pull this over and we'll just do this little guy right there. So a couple of things that I do when I move into a new location. I will get a jar and I'm going to drop down this. Oh, good night, Rina. Good night, Rina. So let me drop this down. So what I will do when I move into a new place, the first thing I do is I bring in a jar of sea salt, or kosher salt or whatever kind of salt you have. You can just use table salt. It's totally fine. And what the salt does is salt will absorb the energy from the other people that had been in that location prior to you. And then you could just pour that down the drain, or you can spill it in the drink, whatever you want to do. So I don't know if that translates. The drink is any kind of body of water. So you could just kind of toss out the energy from the other people. Then I do like a mass cleaning of the whole house, floor to ceilings. I wipe down the walls, even if they've been painted. I go absolutely apeshit on it. This particular house, I did not get to get all their vibe out of it. So I've been working on it for, since we have moved in here. Now this is fully our house. We've been here almost 10 years now. So it is fully our house now. So I would absolutely go in there, scrub and with intention. So what does that mean? We're wiping down and putting our energy at the same time into the house. So salt, clean, and then use some kind of scent that appeals to you. So some people don't like incense. You don't have to use incense. You can use a scented candle. You can bake vanilla cookies. You can bake snickerdoodles, anything that is going to make that house feel more integrated with you. The more you do in that house, the more you touch the walls, the more you polish the walls, the more you stir up the energy with feather dusters and those kinds of things, it's going to infuse the environment with your energy. Keep doing it. You could even do the salt trick like once a week. If you moved in during a like a weird time, like during the full moon, like full moons are closings when we're kind of exiting out of things. New moons are when we restart. The new moon is coming up, I think, on the 22nd. Let me check. So the new moon is, let me just, I have a meeting in 4 minutes, so I'm going to have to go. The new moon is coming up on the 21st. I was close. So at the new moon, you may feel more sorted in there, more settled. Also bare feet in the house. I know a lot of people don't like to do this, but when we have our bare feet, it does give us grounding in there. So guys, I had a blast. I hope you guys had a blast, but I gotta go. I have a private reading that I have to do. And as always, if you would like your own magical reading, you can book one at the link in the description of this video. And make sure that you guys take advantage of the sale that's going on this weekend. And remember, every week I have 3 readings that are you set your own price for them. It's a half-hour reading. It's the heart-led pay what you can heart-led reading. That is in the link down below as well. Just go to my landing page. You'll see it. There's 3 available a week. And that's, a good price point for you guys. You can always do text message and WhatsApp readings. Those are permanently priced now at $22.22. So very inexpensive. I send you a picture and I send you a little description of what's going on. Drusilla, don't you worry. You and I are going to have a little conversation because I owe you a text message. My text messages are buku full and I owe you a text message. So, all right, boys and girls, everybody go have a good night. I am gonna see you later in the future. Bye for now. Thanks again.